avoid predators.
Two hands.
On the right is an okapi, and on the left are going to be the saddle-billed storks. The saddle-billed storks get their name from the yellow saddle-shaped shield on their bill. They stand up to 5 feet tall. Females have yellow eyes and males have purple eyes. The okapi on the right may look like it's related to a zebra because of the striped legs, but they're actually related to the giraffe. We know that from their similar skull structures, and both the okapi and giraffe have a long prehensile tongue that allow them to grab onto the food that they eat. The okapi was not recognized as an official animal in the Western world until 1901 because people believed they were a mythical creature because they looked like half a horse and half a zebra. Coming up on the left, standing at the top of the hill, is going to be a black rhinoceros. Black rhinos weigh up to 3,000 pounds, and they can charge up to 35 miles per hour. So although they are very large animals, they can run extremely fast for their size. Coming up on the right, there's going to be some gray antelopes. These will be the greater kudu. The greater kudu stand up to 55 inches at the shoulder, weigh up to 750 pounds, and can jump about 8 feet into the air. On the left at the top of the hill are the bongos. The bongos are known as the ghost of the forest because they are rarely seen. Their horns are designed to shape to face backwards to help them move quickly throughout the forest. As we make our way out of the forest, it is important to remember to help the animals that call it their home. And you can do that by using paper responsibly. You can always use both sides of your piece of paper before getting a new piece. This conserves the use of paper and therefore will help the animals in the forest keep their homes. We are heading to the Safi River, home to the aquatic animals on the reserve. And coming up on the right are going to be the pink-backed pelicans. They get the pink color during mating season, and it's their skin that turns pink, not the feathers. So sometimes the pink color is a little bit hard to see. They have an average wingspan between 7 to 9 feet long, and they do mate for life. There is also a Nile hippopotamus on the right, but there's a bunch more on the left, and they're a lot easier to see. Hippos can be fully submerged under the water up to 8 minutes at a time, and they actually don't swim. They sink themselves to the bottom of the water, and then they will walk or run to get to where they want to be. A group of hippos is called a bloat, and hippos can weigh up to 5,500 pounds when they are fully grown. They are also able to run up to 35 miles per hour when they are on land.
Oh, that would be fun. So there's alligators there somewhere? Somewhere you walk over alligators?
Yeah, you have most people park there. Which obviously would be fun.
On the left there is a Nile crocodile in the water. You might have to look backwards a little bit.
Yep.
Crocodiles are the largest in Africa, and those Nile crocodiles are one of the largest in the world. Their jaws are so strong that they can crush the bones of their prey in just one snap, but they can also be extremely gentle with their jaws. The Nile crocodile are very good parents, and they will put the eggs of their young in their mouth, and then they will roll those eggs with their tongues, and that will help them to hatch faster. On the right there's going to be a baobab tree. The baobab tree is also known as the upside down tree because it appears to be growing upside down with the roots on the top. They store water in their trunk, giving them another nickname, which is the tree of life. The savanna has a very dry season, so the animals will use the water stored in the baobab tree. The baobab tree will also remain leafless up to 9 months of the year. We are heading into the savanna, and the savanna hosts millions of migrating animals each and every year. And coming up over on the right-hand side, there are some wildebeest, and there's also some longhorns sticking out from the trees over there. That's an Ankole cattle laying down in the trees. The Ankole cattle's horns grow up to 6 feet long, and they have a honeycomb structure, so they are not solid, and it helps to keep them cool. They are also known as the Watusi cattle, after the tribe that first domesticated them. The wildebeest, their African name is the gnu, that is spelled G-N-U, after the grunting noise that they make, which sounds like new. Their calves can stand and run within 15 minutes of birth. And the wildebeest do like to stay in rather large groups. They migrate up to 1,000 miles a year, in herds of up to 1.5 million wildebeest. You can see a wildebeest migration all the way from outer space. Also coming up on the right are going to be the Hartmann's mountain zebras. The Hartmann's mountain zebras are black with white stripes, and we can tell that from the color of their nose. Their nose is black, so that is what makes them black with white stripes. A group of zebras is called a dazzle. And also on the left are the African wild dogs. The African wild dogs are also known as the painted dogs because they appear to have been finger painted. They are very social animals, staying in groups of around 5 to 15. And because they are such social animals, they start their mornings out by greeting each other.
Aww.
Please do make sure that everybody stays in the same seat at all times.
Zebra. Baby zebra. Zebra. Oh, look at the baby.
Now those foals can also identify their mother from her unique stripe pattern, because just like our fingerprints, no two stripe pattern on a zebra is exactly the same. On the left, laying down in the back, are the sable antelope. The sable antelope get their name from the reddish-brown color that they are, and they are the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. That is because they are very territorial animals and will do anything to protect each other. And here on the reserve, we will do anything to protect these animals.
Isn't that some kind of an anthill or something?
We are going to be coming up on the Maasai giraffes. And the giraffes are the tallest animals in the world, standing up to 20 feet
I
tall.
remember what they are.
They have long, prehensile tongues that allow them to grab onto the food that they eat. Their tongues are purple, and they have a mucus coating that acts as a natural sunscreen because they do spend around 20 hours of their day eating. It's said that for every foot of giraffe, there's about an inch of tongue in their mouth, making their tongues average 18 inches long. Although they spend 20 hours a day eating, they only spend 30 minutes a day sleeping, and they do that standing up. Because if they lay down, they become susceptible to predators because it does take them a minute to get back up. A group of giraffes is called a tower, and their name in Swahili is Twiga. And the two bumps on their head, those are not horns because there's no bone in them. Those are called hump coats. And a giraffe will be born standing about 6 feet tall.
See? Oh, look at walk in front of.
Now on the right there are some small antelopes. There's also going to be more on the top of the hill coming up. Those are my favorite animals on the reserve. Those are the springboks. The springboks get their name from their ability to spring up to 6 feet in the air and 13 feet out in front of them. They are in the top 10 fastest land animals in the world, running between 50 to 60 miles per hour. They have a special gland that can allow them to smell like cotton candy. And those springboks were fully grown. They were not babies. They only reach about 3 feet tall, and they'll only weigh around 100 pounds. Now we are going to be heading up to elephant territory. will be an African elephant on the left. A group of elephants is called a parade, and elephants have extremely sensitive skin. Elephants are unfortunately poached for their tusks, which are made of ivory. They also have the longest pregnancy of any mammal, lasting 22 months before giving birth. They also find many ways to keep themselves cool, such as using their large ears as fans, which can decrease their body temperature up to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. They will also grab something like sand, dirt, or hay with their trunks, and then they fling that onto their backs. This kind of puts a barrier between their skin and the sunlight. They will also roll around in the mud or fling the mud on their backs with their trunks, and that is called mud bathing. And it not only keeps them cool, but it will coat their skin to act as a natural sunscreen. On the left are the greater flamingos. The greater flamingos are the lightest pink flamingos, and they get the pink color from the shrimp that they eat, which contains beta carotene. They won't turn that pink color until around 18 months old. Up until this point, they are a light gray color. They will also turn back to the light gray color as they get much older with age. So if you ever see a light gray flamingo, it's either very young or very old. And a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. On the left are going to be the white rhinos. The white rhinos are the larger rhino species, weighing up to 5,000 pounds. They can charge up to 35 miles per hour, and when they run, all four legs come off of the ground at the exact same time, like a gallop. Rhinos are unfortunately poached for their horns, which are made of keratin, the same substance as your fingernails. A group of rhinos is called a crash. And the rhinos will do the same mud bathing concept that I was just talking about with the elephants. But with a rhino, it's called wallowing.
Something's supposed to be in there. There's something supposed to be in there. There's a fence and there's a little house.
Straight ahead of us is the Kopi Rock, and the Kopi Rock is home to the lions. The lions will use this rock to lay in the sun and watch for prey.
Aww.
Now the male is laying right in the front.
Oh, there he is. Yep.
Lions spend most of their day laying around, sleeping, resting, doing practically nothing. They devote 16 to 20 hours of their day to
Oh,
this.
she is next to him.
When it's completely silent, you can hear a lion's roar up to 5 miles away. And the female is laying to his right. And the females are the ones that will do the hunting. And they do that in prides. And a pride is a group of lions. There's also some ostriches on the right in the back. We will talk about them in just a little bit.
Don't point that at the sun. Hey, when you're doing that, you can't go down a little bit so the sun doesn't hit the lens.
And on the left is a human raking mud.
Ostriches and the rhino.
ostrich eggs in the grass. Each egg weighs roughly 3 pounds, and an average human being can stand on one of those eggs and you will not break it or crack
You
it.
hear that?
They incubate for around 40 days. The ostrich is the largest bird and they are a flightless bird. They use their wings to change direction when they run, and they run up to 40 miles per hour. You can tell the difference between males and females based on the color of their feathers. The ostriches that we saw were females because their feathers were gray. Males have black feathers. On the left will be the Nigerian dwarf goats. They are a miniature goat from West Africa. They are extremely playful animals and also dairy goats.
What's that?
The yellow box hanging in the center is a beehive fence post. Disney's Animal Kingdom did a conservation research project with farmers in Kenya involving elephants and bees. Farmers in Kenya were poaching elephants because the elephants were eating and trampling their crops. With the help of Disney's Animal Kingdom, that is when they discovered that elephants don't like the buzzing sound that bees make. So farmers added those beehive fence posts to their land. Those attract the bees, so therefore the elephants stay away, so they are no longer being poached. The farmers have their crops, and they also benefit from the bees from selling the honey that they make. Now, it's always important to remember to help out the animals, and you can do that here today by donating to the Disney Conservation Fund. By doing so, you get a collective pin, and Disney matches every dollar donated. You can also recycle. Plastic water bottles can always go in the recycling rather than the trash. If I have any wilderness explorers aboard my truck, you have been riding on the Simba 1. That is on page 15 of your field guide. It will ask you for the name of the safari truck that you rode. Again, that is Simba, like the lion, and the number 1 for my wilderness explorers. You can get your badge right past the exit of the ride. Find the cast member that has the orange satchel. They will have the badge for you. Now please also make sure that you have all of your personal belongings with you at this time. Please make sure that nothing fell out of your pockets, onto the seat, or onto the floor. It's going to be a very long walk to get back here if you happen to forget anything, so please make sure that you double check your rows on your way out. And if anybody has any questions, you can feel free